We're two sisters with 10 adult kids between us, and we thought parenting would get easier once the kids grew up. We were wrong.
From navigating careers, relationships, and moving back in, adult kids bring a whole new set of parenting challenges.
Join us as we share real stories,
Lessons learned,
and plenty of laughs.
because parenting doesn't end, it just changes.
These can't be my kids,
But they are.
Don't forget to follow,
Like,
comment,
share.
subscribe,
You can find us on YouTube,
Apple,
Spotify.
and everywhere you want to be.
Hello.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
We are back.
Finally.
Yes, season 3 is about to kick off, y'all, and we're so excited to be back. I just can't tell you how excited we really are. So
Exactly.
it has been a journey. We took a really long break. We've done a lot of things to kind of get ready for season 3, and
Yes.
we are going to bring it this season. So not that we didn't bring it every season, because we bring it every season, but
Yeah.
we're bringing it different.
Yeah, they finicky, so.
I know. Y'all could be a little shady. Y'all could be a little haterish, but
Definitely.
but it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. We love it. We love y'all, and yeah. So
So welcome back to another season of These Can't Be My Kids.
but they are.
Yeah, that's the part that always gets me, but
Mhm.
they are.
So
But seriously, though, this podcast exists because parenting adult children is one of the most complicated seasons that nobody talks about.
mhm.
You think is ending when they turn 18, 19, maybe even 21, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't at
It,
all.
it really
Yeah.
doesn't. I think I like my kids better when they were younger.
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. Like, I guess I like them better because they just did what I told them to do
Yeah.
most of the time. But I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna that really brings us to what we're gonna talk about today, right? I mean, we've talked a lot about our kids in the past. Sorry, y'all. I'm messing with this mic. Hopefully it don't get a lot of background noise. We talked a lot about what our kids have done, how they've done, right? Season 1. Season 2, we kind of brought in some perspectives from the outside and just kind of use some various things that we saw. And today we're going to talk specifically about the moment when every parent actually realizes that parenting doesn't end, right? Because you think, like she said, when they hit 18, you're like, oh, this is done. But then somewhere around there, maybe not at 18, maybe not at 19, maybe not at 25, maybe it's at 32. You sitting there and you thinking in your head, wait, I'm still parenting? It never ended?
Yeah.
Not even like I'm just still their parent and they're still my child just because of a biological sense, or even the ones that aren't biologically ours, the ones that we
Yeah.
adopt and bring in and take into ourselves. You go, I know I'm their parent, but I'm not just their parent. I am still parenting.
Team. Yeah, that's the
Right.
thing.
And that's where it really gets like, when did you reach that realization? Like at what point, oh, do you come to that point in life when you say
That's a good question.
that
When
is a
did you
good question.
when did you
I
realize
don't
that?
know. Yeah, I'm thinking like, I mean, I would probably say, for me, it had to be with my oldest, right? Because that's the first one. Your first one you get and you kind of think, oh, they're off on their own and they're doing their life. And then you get a phone call and it's, I need help making a decision, or I need help paying this bill, or I really don't know what to do. And then you give them some advice, right? And then they don't listen.
Definitely
And
don't.
so when they don't listen, it's all messed up. And then they come back and you're like, this felt like when they were teenagers, or this felt like when they were in elementary school. And that's kind of when you hit that mark and you go, wait, this is gonna be like this. And then when you have more than one, like me, you go, wait, it's gonna be like this for all of them. And then you wonder, does it hit at the same age? Does it
Mm.
hit at a different age? Like my younger ones, I realized that way sooner. As soon as they hit 18, I already knew. I was like, oh, this ain't never gonna end. It's never gonna end. Like I might as well just go ahead and get comfortable right now. So it's like, what about you? Did you have a point where you realized that you were still parenting and that it doesn't, and not just being their parent, but parenting them in their lives?
To be honest, I think it happened in creating this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when it started. It was like, oh my God, these can't be my kids. And I'm still parenting them.
I know.
Right. And you like, I'm looking at my children and you 25, 26, 27, and you still
Mm.
asking me basic life questions that I know for a fact. So I always was under the assumption, especially for the boys, they say their full brain
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
develop
Their
until they're
frontal
20.
lobe
No,
doesn't develop as quickly as women.
girl, I was so excited when each one of my boys turned 25.
She just knew the frontal lobe
I
was
just
set.
knew it was set.
It's not.
It wasn't. And if it
Uh,
was,
it's still not happening.
right? And I think that's when I'm super excited. Like we get excited. Like I know I was excited when my children turned 18. It's like, oh, y'all 18. I definitely was excited when they turned 21. They can go and buy my
Oh,
champagne for
listen,
me.
that's when
They could
I was
drive.
like, oh, they could go run my errands and get the,
Yes.
because they can run your errands anyway at 18. They can run your errands at 16 if they have a driver's license, right? You kind of just send them on the little errands. But when they come buy alcohol for you, that is the moment of
Yes.
truth, y'all. I'm like, yes, yes, yes.
So, but with 25, I was super excited. I read all these books and experts telling me this and that. So they turned 25, and I'm like,
Yeah, ain't
did
nothing
I
happening.
did I miss something?
Like where that transition happened.
Where did it happen? And even now with my oldest boy getting ready. Is he 31 already? I think he's 31 already. Um, he's just getting into that
Mm.
grown man stage. And so, yeah, I think I
But they
realized that.
still call and ask those basic questions, like you said. It's like, oh, mom, I just had an accident. What am I supposed to do? Huh? Or how do I pick my primary care doctor? Like, where do I go to pick my primary care doctor? Who do I have to talk to about benefits? And you like looking at them like, haven't you been living life for like so many years at this point and not at home with me?
Yeah.
Like, you've been living on your own. Like, have you figured out how to do this? Oh, what does it mean when the milk says it's homogenized? What? Well, I ain't gonna lie, I would ask that question too.
But yeah, I don't think, yeah, I think, yeah, I definitely think just going through this whole thing, I realized like I'm really still parenting. But I think that goes into the next question, right? That we have as parents is what's the hardest part
Mm,
about letting go and
mm.
letting them be in charge?
I think it's because for me, we talk about not wanting our kids to experience the same things we experience.
Hmm.
And so for me, the hardest part of letting go is I don't want them to make that mistake. To me, there's no reason for them to make the same mistake that I made, like none whatsoever in life that they should be doing the same exact mistake that I made. So, I mean, and I get there could be variations of the mistakes, but if I lived through it, then why should you? So it's hard to let go and just let them live through those moments because I'm like, it shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't. It should never happen. So, um,
I think for me is, yeah, of course we don't want our children to make the same mistake. I think I'm more afraid of how will they handle it when they do.
mm,
Like for us, our parents prepped us in a way, like they gave us hard love. They was like, go figure it out.
hmm
Um, get out. You didn't do what I told you to do,
correct.
right? And I think that we had tough skin. These kids don't have tough skin.
They
They
don't.
cry. They
Yeah.
call you and be like, I'm pacing the floor. I think I just want to end my life, right?
And that's not funny.
No, but yeah,
It's
it's not
not
funny.
funny.
But it's just
But
like
the fact that they are so
sensitive.
sensitive
So I
about things
think
in
my
life.
fear is how are you going to react to this thing that you've done? How are you
Mm,
going to be able to handle it? I don't think that they can and they do, and that's my fear. And so because of being so afraid of that, I jump in. I got it because I know I can handle it. I done been through it.
mhm.
Not once, not twice. I got a T-shirt for it, so I
Right.
know how to do it.
But are we crippling them when we do that?
Oh, I'm quite sure we are.
You
That's
know?
why we have a generation of sensitive kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So when you look at what you do for your kids, are you influencing them? Do you still have authority over their decisions? Like how do you make that transition when you're in those moments.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I don't think about influence or authority. I think about let's fix it. Let's
Let's solve the problem.
let's solve the problem. Let's just solve the problem. And yeah, it's I don't think about influence or authority. And I guess maybe in a sense it is kind of authority, right? Because you're saying I'm an authority figure in this because I've done
And
this
I've
and
done
then
it, so I'm gonna do it the way that I wanna do it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little different for me and my adult it's the ones that live out of the house anyway. My adult children, when I think about it, I don't know if it's influence or authority. I know it's not authority.
Mhm.
Let me put that out there, right? Because I tell them to do certain things and they never do that. Like even when I'll be like, this is what you should do. And then they'll come back and tell me they did something completely different. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. So I guess it would definitely be influence. And when I think about what that feels like to me, like what does it feel like to not necessarily have that authority to dictate what they do, when they do it,
Mhm.
and how they do it, even with the ones that live in the house with me. I don't know why I separated them because even though they live in the house with me, there's some authority I still have over what they do, but minimal, right? Because they are adults and I'm not trying to dictate their lives. I want them to live it. But, there are house rules that they have to do certain things. But when you think about it, that it just goes from that authority of just do it because I'm your mother and I said so
Yeah.
to, "Oh, here's what I think you should do," and it's just an influence in their decision making, but they are also what I find with my girls specifically, they're also talking to everybody else in their circle, right?
Mhm.
"Oh, I talked to auntie, I talked to my friend, I talked to" they got their BFFs, and they've talked to all these other people, so when they come back and tell me what they did, they'd be like, "Oh, well, I talked to Shannon and Megan and Chloe, and they told me I should do it this way," and I was like, so their influence or their authority means even
It's
more than
more.
mine
Right.
at this point. And so it's like, you have to take that, like, how does that make you feel? How did that make me feel in that moment? So if you have those kind of moments, curiously, like, what did that emotion feel like when you know that it shifted? If you have those instances, because you still more on the authority plane, because you still just jump in and get things done.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not necessarily on that same authority plane where I just jump in and get things done for them. I definitely have shifted. So, and I can't say it made me feel sad or anything that they asked their friends. It was just interesting. It was just a different kind of feeling where you kind of like go, oh, well, okay, I guess, you know.
I wish my kids would talk to somebody else that was let somebody else influence you.
Oh,
Um, yeah, that's joking, but that's seriously, my
no,
kids don't really have those type they come to me
for everything.
for everything,
Yeah.
right?
And see, that's hard.
That's the it's hard in a sense where if you tell them something and it don't work out, it's your fault.
Mm,
Um, if you tell them something and it didn't work out the way it worked out for you,
mm,
that's a problem, right? And then if you tell them something and it works out, it wasn't you had nothing to do with it.
it
They
was,
done that all on
they
their
did it
own.
all on their own. Like it
So
doesn't.
I don't know. I don't yeah, I
So when those instances happen though, like when something doesn't work out and it's your fault, how does that make you feel emotionally?
my feelings are hurt. To
Okay.
be honest, my feelings well, yeah, my feelings are hurt because I'm like, it's the audacity.
Yes, how dare they? How
How
dare
dare
they act like they did not need me in this
yeah,
moment,
yes,
right?
what's wrong
Yeah.
with them? Um, but yeah, it hurts my feelings and it's just like you are deflecting and throwing it all
And
on
throwing it
me
away.
instead of well, first of all, you ain't have to come to me in the first place. If it was all that, you should have figured out. So
Yeah.
then I become defensive, and then
And
instead of just expressing how I feel about the situation,
then you
then
probably shut down and it doesn't go anywhere.
and then the next time they ask me something, I'm being
You'd be like,
petty.
yeah, you wanna be petty and passive aggressive about it and be like, no. Yeah, I think the first time that I got that, like where it was like, oh, I talked to all my friends and they told me this and I was like, oh, so you didn't need me anyway? Like I did definitely feel like that and it was kinda like, okay, well, don't come and ask me nothing. It's like, but then of course, every time they ask me something, I'm still gonna give them that opinion or that thought. Like that's kind of that initial feeling. I think today I'm more settled with it and I'm like, oh, okay, because their friends are definitely more their age
Mhm.
and kind of probably can understand some of the situations they're going through a little bit more than I can just because I'm older and things aren't the way that they were for me for them, and so you kind of have that balance. But I don't know, you definitely in a much tougher spot. So
But that brings up a question for me, right? Is that the reason, right? Because our influence is not, I don't know, appreciated or taken and get it from, and I get why they get it from their friends. But is that the reason why we are so quick to provide financially? Because there's no influence in that, right?
mm.
It's
Well, it kind of is influencing that. It's influence in whether or not you choose to provide it, right?
right, but we
So
always do.
they need it, and so you could. That's one area that you can say yes or no. That
Mhm.
is where your authority lives, right? Yes, I'm going to give you money, or no, I'm not. And so that's where you maybe hold on to that authority. But you also want to be the nice parent or the nice mom, I guess in this instance. I'm not gonna say, but for us anyway. But it's like you want to still have some value in their lives, and
Mm.
so maybe that value falls into
Into
the
the
finances.
finances.
So that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I
just
don't
thought
know.
about that
I
one.
don't know.
That's a very
Mm,
interesting one.
mm.
Okay.
So, let me see, because we have notes, y'all. Got a little piece of paper. Let me go to my notes and see what we talked about.
She's so extra.
Well, because we kind of always veer off, right? We always have notes, just jokingly, but we have them in front of us so we can stay on track, but we always go off track. So, but hopefully y'all still with us because it's all still important, right? Regardless of if we go down our path of paper or if we kind of shift and go into another direction. But what's this one says? Oh, this is a good one. It talks about boundaries, right? And I know we've talked about boundaries before. And since you're talking about financials, do you set financial boundaries with them or do you not set financial boundaries with them, knowing that that's the only place that you have authority right now?
I have not really. I say I'm setting this boundary. I'm like, don't nobody ask me no for nothing for the next 45 days. But then, somebody needs something or automatically it's done. Like for instance, the phone bill, right? We got a family phone bill, right? And one of my children, she don't pay her phone bill, right? And it started with I got $10 on it.
Hmm.
To now she don't even ask. She
She
got to the
just don't do
she got to
anything.
the point where she's like, I forgot I even had a phone bill.
Mm.
And the reason why is because I there was no boundary. Before I
Right.
was just like, "Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta pay your phone bill. Oh, this." Even my grandson, the same way. I told my grandson when he turned 16, "You gonna have to start paying your phone bill." He about to be 18 and he still doesn't pay the phone bill, right? Because no, I did not.
Set that boundary.
But then I read that little article you sent me about that lady who spent $274,000
Oh,
helping her kid.
and she in debt because of it.
Yeah, that made my heart hurt.
I know. Listen, I feel you. I mean, I think about too, because like how we have all the streaming services. This is the one in my house. Some of my kids still on my phone bill too, and they don't even think about it. It's just a given. But I will say, I have used the fact that I can shut their phone off on them.
Yeah.
I have used that. So like when my adult children either did not listen to something that they were supposed to listen to, not just like an average thing. When they were given direction and they chose not to listen, I was like, well, I guess you don't need this phone then that I've been paying for because you don't know how to listen to what I'm telling you to. And I know a lot of people do that with their teenagers, but this is where it goes back to the fact that even as adults, I'm still parenting them because I had to do the same thing to my adult children. But like we have all the streaming services, the Netflix, the Hulu, whatever, Disney, all the whatever ones we have. And so they had the passwords, but y'all know, remember when I don't know if it was Netflix or Disney, somebody got strict on sharing and they was like, "Oh, you can't share your passwords no more." And so I told
Netflix.
was it Netflix that did it
Mm.
first? I feel like it was Disney Plus that did it first.
Oh, it could have been, but I
But
know Netflix is big on that one.
but I was like, "Okay, y'all, so y'all can't be sharing the password with, Billy over here and Bob," because they would just go to their friend's house, log in, and then it just be all logged in. So, one day I cleared it all out. I said, "This is it. Here's the password, but y'all have to pay me $10 a month for all the streaming services." Now, I'm saying $10 a month. They have Apple, Prime, Hulu, Netflix, Stars, HBO. I don't know, and I don't know. But all of them,
Zeus,
whoever,
whoever just came out.
they have them, right? And so I'm like, $10 a month. Like that's not even a fraction of the cost of the subscription for
To have
one
one
of
of them.
them,
Yep.
right? Do you think they do it? Do you think they do it?
How long has it been though?
Since I started it,
Yeah.
it's been like, I don't know, 6, 7 years. I don't know.
Oh, see? Yeah.
For years. Never. And so this just goes to that financial, but I never really set the boundary in that way. So one time I was like, oh, ain't nobody paying me. I'm changing all the passwords. Right. I changed all the passwords so they couldn't get into anything. But then they call me up or they'd be like, Mom, what's the password to such and such? And then I'd be like, all right, well, I'm gonna give it to you, but don't give it to your sibling, right? So now here I am,
Bending the
messing,
boundary.
bending the boundary. I'm messing, but I'm also messing with their relationships as
Oh,
siblings,
yeah, I didn't
right? In
that one.
reality, because I'm like, 'cause then when they have it and they don't have it, then the siblings be like, oh, that's your favorite. You
Mhm.
get into all those kind of things. Eventually, they all ended up with all the passwords anyway. And like maybe two of them will send me, but they forget to send it monthly, but they forget to do it. But the crazy part is that one of my daughters has a really good friend, and so she told him about it, and he was like, "Oh, I'll pay that. I don't have a problem paying that." So he the only one every month faithfully, faithfully.
Oh,
I wish he was my kid because he the
oh
only
my
one
God. Not
who
the
sent me
kids.
no
The friend of the
the friend of the
kids
kids.
pay the bill.
He paid his bill every month faithfully. Then I went up because like then prices started going up for Netflix and all because I'm saying this was 6 years ago. So I recently went up to $20. And
He
so
still pay every
yeah,
month?
he pay every month without question. I don't ever have to ask. I don't ever have to say anything. He will send me the little $20 and towards the thing. And I'd be
We
like,
may need to call him. We
listen,
may need to
I'm out
ask
here
him.
soliciting for kids that want to pay the bill. So if you would like to be part of my streaming services subscription, message me and let me know because I will give you the passwords for $20 a month. Okay.
Y'all,
Don't do it.
Netflix gonna get us. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's
No,
but
but
isn't that crazy that but it goes back to how we always say that, outsiders always treat you better than family. Because how
mhm.
you don't pay the bill that you have access to, but then your friend
Your
do.
friend do.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
think one of the questions on here too that's interesting because it flips it, right? Because we talk about us, but it says, "What do you think parents sometimes misunderstand about their adult children?" So if you had to think about it, what do you think you misunderstand about your children that cause them to act the way they act with you or behave in the way that they do with you, to call you, to get things done, etc.?
I, okay, say that one more time.
What do you misunderstand? What do you sometimes misunderstand about your adult children?
That they are actually some intelligent creatures.
But you don't allow them to show it.
Yeah, I don't because I'm always jumping in and fixing everything and yeah, you got to be very intelligent to manipulate your mama.
I guess
No,
so,
but
right?
no, but seriously though, I think I fail to understand that they are stronger than I think they are,
Mm,
right? And I don't give them the opportunity to show their strength.
yeah.
I don't give them the opportunity to fall. And as soon as they fall, scrape they knee, I'm right there with alcohol and the whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm doing everything. And they like, it's
I don't
okay,
need
I
all of
got
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I think that I misunderstand about them.
Yeah. If I had to think about mine, I would say it's something similar, right? I think that I don't give them the credit that they are thinking things through. Like even when they go to their friends and ask for advice or something, like I think they aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, you ain't do nothing. And then they come back and it's like, no, I did this. I talked to this person. I tried to understand this. So it kind of gives me like they're not doing anything, but they are truly doing things um that they want to do to get to the goal that they want to get to. I also think that like I don't always know what their goal is. And so
Yeah.
I think sometimes as a
Oh
parent,
yeah.
I am trying to impress my goals on them for them and not intentionally, right? Like I'm not out here going, oh, you gotta go to school to be a doctor and that's all I'm gonna say to you. Because when they come to me with things that they want to do, like I try to be supportive, but then at the same time, like in my head, I'm like, is this really what you want to do? Like, why are you doing this? Why don't you just go this route? Because I really want to allow them, I really want them to do it the way that I think they should do it versus allowing them to go through it the way they want to go through it.
That just brought another thought to my head too, is
You
that
know.
I think I try to impress my parenting skills on them
Mm.
to show
The
them
ones that have kids or just all of them?
all of them. I'm always trying to impress, like, I'm a good parent. look around. They're like, I think
Ah,
I'm always,
like
I,
that telling, like impressing that you're a good parent
yeah,
to
that I'm a good parent to
That's
them.
interesting.
Yeah, I think that I that just came to me too. I think that and especially coming from where we come from, either having a father, not having a father,
Mm,
mother, whatever, I'm going to be better than my parent, right? And I think that I have been trying to, yeah, impress that I have great parenting skills.
that's interesting. I don't know that I care what my kids think about my parenting skills. As I sit here and think, I don't know that I've ever like. I mean, I'm your mother. This is what you get. Take it or leave it. I mean, I'm wonderful. That's it. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to really think on that one a lot. I don't think that I've ever really, yeah, yeah.
Mm. What's something that you wish someone had told you
Mm.
about parenting adult children?
I think that honestly, right, we look at all these books about parenting kids, and generally every book stops at 18. I just wish that I wish that more people knew that it didn't end at 18 and that it goes way beyond that and that we need to just be prepared for the next stages. So, I can't remember the name of the little book, but it's the most popular one and it talks about all the stages that your kids go through. It's like at stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, right? It goes through all these different stages until they hit 18, which is supposed to be adulthood, and so it stops. But I think that book needs to continue past that so that and again, not everybody can read a book, but if there's a book out there, then the word gets out, is my point in saying that. I wish that people would continue to say, past that. And that's kind of what this podcast is about too, right? Like that's why we're here, because we know that this is a stage of life that so many people deal with, but nobody ever talks about. So I wish people would have said it doesn't end, like it doesn't stop, and you need to prepare yourself on how you want to deal with that going forward and give us that opportunity. Because what happens is we think we're done. People think they are done. Like I know like some of us send our kids off to college and you kind of still parent them a little bit through college, which college actually tries to teach us. If you think about and if you had a child that went to college in any capacity, and if you didn't, you may have heard about this. When your kid goes to college and you try to call the school and be like, "Oh, um, Ebony needs her tuition paid," they're like, "Why are you calling me?" They're like, "We can't talk to you about this.
Yeah.
We need to have the student call us and talk to us about whatever it is." Now, the student can get on the phone with the parent, which is what we normally did because we're still parenting, is the student gets on the phone with their parent and then they call it a three-way call. Y'all remember those three-way calls?
Mhm.
What we used to call three-way calls anyway. You get on a three-way call and the student has to say, "Oh, I give you authorization to talk to my parent about
Yeah.
whatever this is." And then the person at the school can talk to you about it. But so colleges, they have the mindset where they're already starting to teach you that, but it's not really socialized in that way yet, right? Because we still parent them at that time. Like it goes back, their frontal lobes still aren't fully developed. So how can they do it? We keep them on our insurance until they're 26. Why in the world can I keep a child on my insurance until they're 26, but I'm expected to treat them like they're
Okay.
adults
The
and not
adults.
parent them anymore? Right? Like it just doesn't end. So that's something I would have wished someone had told me. Um, if you had some advice to give somebody who was in this stage, like what advice would you give them?
That even though this doesn't feel good, you don't have to feel ashamed.
Mm.
Because I think that's one of the things I wish somebody would have told me was, and I guess the reason why nobody told us was ain't nobody know, right? Or it's a topic that's not really discussed, right? There's a
Mhm.
lot of shame and guilt and um parent bashing that goes with still parenting, right?
Mhm.
People come, "Are you still doing it?" Especially from men,
Mhm.
especially from the fathers. They parent bash you because you are still doing for your children, still being there for your adult children. And it makes you feel like crap and you like, "Oh, darn." And then you start to feel shame in it. And then you are trying to navigate how to not be bashed, not feel ashamed, but still be there
Mhm.
for your child. So I wish somebody would have talked to me about how to navigate those emotions and dealing with um adult children. And then of course, setting boundaries.
Mhm.
I don't think that would not just in adult children,
No,
young kids.
yeah.
I look at my
Oh,
granddaughter who ain't even 2 yet, and she
she
run
run
my
the
daughter
house.
house. I'll be like, "Girl, where are the boundaries in this house?" That girl just be,
She do whatever she wants.
and she do whatever she wanna do, right? But the boundary part of it, I wish it would have definitely been told to me or spoken
Yeah.
to me about. Definitely.
So tell me, this week alone, because I know we're running up on time. Tell me whether it's funny or it's not. I don't know. A time this week where you have thought about one or more of your children. These can't be my kids.
So, Michaela been asking me, she has low iron, right?
Mhm.
She done been to the doctor. They done
Mhm.
told her iron is low, right?
Mhm.
And they gave her some iron pills. They were too big. She didn't want to take them. So I had some iron pills. I had got some, I guess, holistic iron pills, right? And I told her I was sending to her. So first of all, she harassed me
To send them.
to send them, right?
Wear these styles.
And every time I say something, I'm waiting for my iron. I'm tired of my mama didn't send my iron.
Oh my
Right? So,
gosh.
so she gets the iron pills, right? Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, no lie, these iron pills. So first of all, when she gets them, she was like, I don't know if I should take these because they are not FDA approved.
Oh my goodness.
I said, well, first of all, they're holistic. So of course they're not gonna be FDA approved because it's made
It's
naturally,
naturally
right?
correct.
So then it tells you to take 3 in the morning, 3 at night. And I had said to her, I didn't because I thought that was a lot, right? So she didn't. She took 3 in the morning. This girl called me up and she's home. And I said, why are you home? Why are you not at work? She said, they sent me home. And I said, why? She said, I was throwing up. So me being a parent of an adult child, I said, you pregnant? So she goes, no.
She went straight to pregnancy. Okay.
She goes,
Oh,
it's the iron pills that you sent me.
how long she been taking the iron pills?
And she had just started taking them because she just got them.
No.
Then she calls me like this. This the phone, y'all. She calls me and she like, I'm reading these ingredients and yes, it says it causes nausea and blah, blah, blah. I said,
Wait, she read that it wasn't FDA approved before she took it, but she didn't read that it might cause nausea.
I said, do you know that every side effect,
Everything,
every
everything
bottle says that?
says.
No, it's these iron pills. And I said, well,
You
you
know what?
don't,
Send me my iron pills back.
girl, I just said,
You
this
said
can't be my kids. What?
you're like, I just can't.
You're like, I just can't.
Yeah.
So yeah. Poor
Girl,
little Tink Tink. So
I
now
know.
she gonna take the iron pills. I guess
That's
she
the
gonna
one she got from the doctor.
no,
Two big ones?
no, those are too
Oh.
big. She's gonna try. She's gonna dumb it down instead of taking 3. She's gonna
Oh,
take 1 and
okay.
see how
Well,
that's.
tell her to do like 1 3 times a day. Like she could do 1 in the morning with breakfast, 1 in the
They're not
afternoon with
FDA
lunch,
approved. That's probably
and
not.
then 1 I mean, and then 1 in the evening with dinner, and maybe if she takes it with something on her stomach, it might prevent the nausea.
You think?
Oh,
Yeah, not just coffee.
oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
you should take
maybe.
it with food.
Maybe.
I think the bottle says you should take it with food because it helps
Probably.
absorb the
I'm
iron.
sure it
But these
does.
can't be my kids for
Yeah,
real. I
yeah.
don't understand that
Oh,
one.
no. Yeah.
What
Well, my
about you?
my moment this week, I would say, was when I saw my husband mowing the lawn. I know you're like, "What does that have to do with your kids?"
No, I know.
Well, because my son, who is clearly capable and jobless at the moment, again, is supposed to take care of the lawn. So the fact that I saw his father outside mowing the lawn really made me ponder
Who has allergies on top of that?
who has allergies,
Very bad.
very bad allergies. It made me ponder, like, was I just not clear enough? I don't know. Like, I don't know how much clearer I could have told him that it was his responsibility to do it and to put it on his calendar and to set a schedule and all the things, right? All the things. And then yet and still he's not doing it. And then when I had said something to him about it, he goes, "Oh, I was gonna do it." And I'm like, "But when? After you saw your father outside doing it? Because you clearly missed the mark." So I said to myself, this just can't be the child I raised because the child I raised would have did what I asked him to do.
when he heard the lawnmower going
That's what I'm
off
saying.
downstairs, he
Like
should have been like,
clearly, there's so many triggers that
mhm.
should have prompted him to get up off his game and go downstairs and do what his mother asked him to do. But he did not. So in that moment, I clearly thought this can't be my son and these can't be my kids because my kids would not be doing the things or not doing the things that they're supposed to do. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, before we end
He
the
did not do the lawn though. His father still finished the lawn. So we'll have to wait and see in a week or so when it's ready to be done again what happens.
yeah, he's been sneezing in.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
That's another trigger too.
Oh yeah, let me remember to do
Yes,
that
yes,
next year.
yes. So, well, before we end the episode, I just want to ask this question. What's one thing parents should remember about parenting adult children?
Mm. You're asking me?
I'm asking you.
I thought you said that.
No.
No. Mm-mm.
What's one thing they should remember?
One thing that parents should remember about it's patience.
Mm.
I think patience is going to be key just in parenting as a whole, but definitely when they become adults because your authority, the control that you have, it
Yeah.
all shifts. And so I think we have to have patience so that we can sit back and understand and then also give ourselves some grace. I think is another one. Like I have to realize that, that I can only do as much as I can. So what about you?
I think parents should remember that we have this podcast and y'all should tune in.
That's a great one. If you're not listening, listen. If you have a
Yes.
friend, tell
Join the
them.
community, comment, like,
Yes.
subscribe, talk to us. Let us
Yes.
know what you want to talk about.
Yes.
Because
And we are on all platforms. And I don't know if you don't follow us on all the social media outlets. We are looking for guests on the show this season. We are excited to invite people in to talk to us about their experiences. So you're not just hearing from us. So look
Yeah.
forward to that because that will be coming. And if you'd like to be a guest, definitely send in, check us out on our
social media, DM us, email us.
DM, TikTok, Instagram,
Yeah.
wherever. We are everywhere where you listen to your podcast at. So check us out on any of those platforms, and we would love to have you as a guest. So
That's what I think they should remember.
they should remember that. That's right.
Yes.
All right.
But in the meantime, you know what? You have tuned in for another episode of These Can't Be My Kids.
But they are.
That's terrible.
Thank y'all so much for being with us today.
See y'all next time.
See you next time.
I like the